Don't miss this showcase on some Chaos Dwarfs.
Spiky bits.
So the Chaos Dwarfs, or the Legion of Azgorth, have been around for a long time now. We've seen them in pewter back in the day, and then they got some sweet Forge World models, which you see in front of you here. But recently they just got an update in the Journal's Handbook 2017, and you can download all their War Scrolls from Forge World site itself, along with the new points to match play points updates too. So technically, if you pick up the models, you don't have to pay anything for the rules because they're free downloads on Forge World as of right now. Now this army right here was painted by BTTQ. You can check them out over on their Facebook page. They've done a lot of work for us in the past, and this army is definitely very exceptional. Painted up to really cool tabletop and beyond standard. Of course, BTTQ stands for barely tabletop quality, which, you know, if you're looking to get an army and paint it up in like 2 weeks, they might be the way to go. They've always done me right, so I'm sure they'll do you right too. Now this is this army is kind of based around the Hashut's Wrath artillery train, which is just a battalion of demon engines. So you got the 2 iron demon engines right here. They have multiple shots, 46 shots. We'll talk about some rule stuff here in a few minutes. Then you got the magma cannon right here and the ginormous death quake mortar. And this thing actually works, and we'll showcase you some of this. It's got little gears here and it turns, and it's just a really sweet little model. It actually hooks in to one of the little iron demon engines right here. So very cool army list. We're going to take a look at each one of these units as close as we can get into it. They're all based with the Elric's Hobbies new Chaos line that would look great for Death Guard too. You can see where they've got the little Chaos symbol on it and some diamond plating. So it looks fresh for a lot of different things. Dark Mechanicum would look good. The Chaos Dwarfs would look good. A lot of different things out there would look exceptional. Now, model-wise, I think this is about a 700 pounds in Forge World army here. You can see the Bull Centaur Raiders or Renders. These guys there's 2 squads here, and I think they're 62 pounds each. So it's about 20 pounds for each one. Each of these engines, these Iron Demon War engines, are 57 pounds each, I believe. Drazov the Ashen, big baddie back here with his Bull Centaur, pretty cool model, 73 pounds. The Dread Quake Mortar in the back that we just showed you, 85 pounds. Thar the Executioner, he's actually a character model from Forge World right here. He's pretty neat. He's 70 pounds. The Demon Smiths come in a pack of 3. These are your wizards and stuff. They do all your casting and your heavy lifting. A lot of the War Scrolls say, hey, if you got one of these dudes within 3 inches, it does something cool. There's 2 in this army, but they do come with a pack of 3 for 22 pounds. I just kind of put them back right there. And the Kadai Fireborn, 2 squads of those. These guys, I think, are 42 pounds, so they're not too bad right there. And the Magma Cannon is 43 pounds. Magma Cannon is kind of cool, but it doesn't quite have the offensive output as these right here. So let's take a closer look at some of the units themselves. So here's some of the big fatties in the army list there. 2 squads of the Renders. Now these guys actually you can field at a significant discount if you take them in a larger block. There's kind of like that horde discount points wise. So it's 180 for 3 or 640 if you take 9. But that's the only discount. So there's only 6 here. Not that it matters, but it's probably worth mentioning. Now these guys do a little bit of damage. I mean, they move 7. They can run, of course. There's a combo with the Tarok, which is this guy right here, where he can announce everybody can charge using a command ability within 18 inches, even if he ran. So that's kind of the combo, is try to get him up, try to get him within charge range, and then everybody can pop it off there and they get in. These guys kind of have an impact hit mechanic. Overall, they're not too bad in combat, but they're still, you know, a little bit squishy. They can reflect they can reflect attacks with their shields, causing mortal wounds, I think on a 6, I believe it is. And then this bad guy right here is Thar the Executioner, and he is the deliverer of wicked bad beatdowns for the enemy. He's 220 points. You can only have 1 in any of your match play lists. But man, let me tell you what, this dude is bad. He is going to have also an impact hit ability. but his damage, if you roll 6s to hit, he's going to have 5 attacks. Hits on 3s, -2 rend, does 3 damage, but any 6s turn that into 4 damage. So there's also the normal crushing hoost attack, but there's a couple other things too that you can pop off, and we'll let you guys discover that when you check into the army a little bit more. But he is the bringer of Wicked Bad Beatdown. So these guys all move 7, then they can run, then there's a possibility that they will also be able to charge all in the same turn. So they're going to run up and get in while the artillery in the back does the dirty work. And here they are. So the 2 on the left are the Iron Demon War Engines, the dreaded Quake Mortar that can fire indirectly. I don't know what else, much else can do that in Age of Sigmar. In the center there, then you got 2 of your Demon Smiths, which activate some abilities of everything around it there, as well as being wizards, casting spells, dispelling spells, stuff like that. And the Magma cannon right there. I love the little sweet swirly effect up there. All of them all patinaed out with some Vendigre and crazy metals everywhere. Now these things actually move about 10 inches in the game, so they're a little versatile, but if you take the battalion, which you should, you can reroll 1s to hit if they don't move in any way. And you really shouldn't have to move in any way, because you're going to move all your centaurs up and get stuck in that way. So these things are just going to be pounding in the back. You just don't have a lot of bubble wrap kind of type deals there. So very cool stuff here. So let's start with the Magma cannon. So this bad boy right here actually just rolls to hit, and it's a d6, and it does that many mortal wounds, which is crazy. Against squads of 10, it's 2d6, pick the highest, I believe. Pretty sure that's the case. Yep, you can pick the highest roll to see. There it is. So very versatile little unit, 140 points for that. The Iron Demon War Engines are a little bit more expensive. They're 280, but they're probably 100% worth it, because they normally do 2d6 worth of damage, but you can more power it, little ability there, and they may take some mortal wounds, but they have 11 wounds to spare, and I think it only causes d3 if you roll a 1 or something on the roll, but then it cranks it up to 11 with 4d6 worth of shots. And they're no punks. It's range 14 with a 4 to hit, and generally a 3 to wound depending on how much damage they take. -2 rend with 1 damage, so very versatile indeed. And then the super duper Dreadquake Mortar in the middle is a 3s to hit, 3s to wound, -2 rend, d6 damage, and it can fire indirectly. It does not have to have line of sight. Not that that super comes into play in Age of Sigmar, but I suppose it could. And like I said, this is a cool little model that has all sorts of moving parts in it, and you can actually hook it up with this little the little hook thing right here. Move these Demon Smiths out of the way, onto the back of the war engine. And this actually is an ability in the game that allows it to use the movement if it's within 3 inches of one of these. Oh no, I can't quite get it in there. Get in the hole. Are you too good for your home? There we go. And you can actually use the movement of this to pull it along. You don't have to link it up or anything, but it's a cool little effect if it starts within 3. So this could move 10 inches. But like I said, you don't have to move these guys, because if you don't, you're going to reroll 1s to hit, and that can be pretty powerful. Now let's look at the rest of the units in this army, including a little bit of bubble wrappage. The Kadai Fireborn are squads of 3 for 160 points. They're pretty decent in combat. They have an extra bonus save, or bonus to their save, against things that don't have a rend. And they can be summoned to the battlefield because they actually are demons too, believe it or not. Who knew? Chaos comboarding with demons? I'm shocked. They hit on 3s, rerolling 1s to hit, and wound on 4s with just a normal non-rending attack, but it does d3 damage, so they're okay. Like I said, not too shabby. 4 wounds each. They move 8, but maybe more importantly, they can fly, so they can get over battle lines and score objectives. If you remember the old school Chaos Dwarfs, you can definitely appreciate Drazzoth the Ashen riding the Bull Centaur Cinder Breath. A very cool model from Forge World indeed. just to show you how ridiculously big this is. I think it's an 80 mil round base, but it's a very cool miniature. I mean, rules wise, he's well, you can only take one per army. 320 points. He's gonna do some wicked bad beatdowns with his melee attacks. He's got some shooting attacks that aren't quite as great. He can get a 5-up against a lot of saves. He can dish out some mortal wounds, and of course, he is a wizard himself. So he's no punk, and he can fly, of course, with a movement of 15. So he's gonna get there quick. But I'm not sure exactly what kind of place he has in a Chaos Dwarf army. But he's very striking on the tabletop nonetheless. So I could see where a lot of folks would want to have him in their army there. And of course, he's got all the cool stuff that we remember there, newly resculpted in the past couple of years. So it's a very cool miniature and very striking on the tabletop, and mostly useful in game as well. I haven't really compared him to some of the other big baddies out there, but I think if you're gonna sink some points into something, you might want to take Shotar, but I'm not 100% sure quite yet. Rules wise, overall, I think you definitely want to run these as Chaos so that you can get the neg1 to hit protection on first turn. So if you don't go first, at least you have a chance to get some better saves and things like that before you actually get to run across the battlefield and smash everything with your bulls and shoot it down, burn it down with your artillery. So I think that might be a good plan. Just that's what my plan would be if this was my army. But it is for sale right now currently, so if you know anybody looking for this sort of army, hit up BTTQ, or you can message us at Spiky Bits as well, and we can put you in touch with the appropriate folks. But overall, I hope you enjoyed our semi-retro, mostly new video showcase of the new Chaos Dwarfs, aka the Legion of Azgorth, from Forge World, painted by BTTQ. If you like these features here on this channel, make sure to subscribe to us and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on our videos, and head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.